All right, welcome to a little segment we like to call Beyond Big Pharma. Pam Killeen is a health and wellness coach, co-author of The Great Bird Flu Hoax, and host of the Pam Killeen Circadian Reboot podcast. Pam, welcome back. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to do this story today about William Makis. And I'm glad that you brought this topic up, Richard, because it's something that I was sort of looking at in the background. And today I took a deep dive into it. And I'm really grateful that you brought this up because this man is doing so much good for humanity. And yet he's been vilified by the Alberta healthcare system. It's really quite tragic what has happened to him. And it's also really tragic what's happened to many cancer patients who could have been helped just by his knowledge.
Right. He's
unbelievable.
Dr. William Makis is an Alberta nuclear medicine oncologist. I just spoke with him on another platform a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to get him back on this program. He's been with me before talking about his battles with AHS. But again, the idea that he is treating stage 4 cancers, even pancreatic cancers, turbo cancers, with a pair of humble antiparasitic drugs that Big Pharma doesn't, want to talk about, and that is Ivermectin and Fenbendazole. And again, this is just anecdotal, but there have been some studies, some promising studies about the role of ivermectin. And in fact, Joe Rogan recently had Mel Gibson on the program on the Joe Rogan Experience. And Gibson said that he has 4 friends that have like stage 4 cancer. And one of them actually was treated by Dr. Makis's Ivermectin-Fenbendazole protocol. He's now cancer-free. So, is this are we peddling false hope, or is there something here?
Well, there's all sorts of anecdotal information online basically saying that a lot of people have been cured of their cancer by using that protocol, and they abbreviate it to Fenben and Ivermectin. And of course, in the beginning of all the lockdowns, ivermectin was the buzzword. A lot of people bought pounds and pounds of ivermectin. I know I bought a kilo of it, and I really wasn't sure if it was doing anything. I would take it here and there. I really didn't know, but I wanted to have some on stock just in case. But he's using this combination protocol with the Fenben, and he's getting great results. He's putting people on that protocol for about 3 months, and he's seeing dramatic results within that time frame. And what's happening, of course, is that a lot of people are using this protocol and they're not telling their doctors about it because the doctors are going to just dismiss it. And potentially they'll get vilified in the same camp as Dr. Makis did. So, the doctors are keeping their mouths shut and they're not encouraging anybody to look up this alley. And it's really quite tragic because when you think about the options that are coming from mainstream medicine, it's either cut, poison, or burn. They have 3 choices in their toolkit, and that's about it. Yet all this anecdotal evidence out there suggesting that maybe there's another solution, and it's quite a natural solution. These are safe drugs. They're unfortunately in the camp of veterinarian medicine, but a lot of humans are actually taking these drugs and getting great results.
Right. And when I talked to Dr. Makis, he said that he's encouraging patients who go on his protocol. This is done online. He doesn't, you don't travel to his clinic. It's all done online. But he's encouraging the patients who are on this protocol to continue with their more traditional therapy. So if they're taking chemotherapy, he's not advising that people stop doing it. In fact, it seems like the chemotherapy is far more effective when used in conjunction with the Fenbendazole, the Fenben and the Ivermectin.
Yeah, he's a mainstream medical doctor. He's not against people using chemotherapy. And you're right, he has said on record that the combination of those drugs with chemotherapy works really nicely. So he's seeing great success in that combination. But what's happening in the medical world, of course, is that they're just not embracing other ideas, and they should have inquisitive minds. They should be asking questions. Patients should be coming to their doctors and saying, can we take a look at this, instead of being afraid to say anything to their doctors and getting shut down for offering another alternative on the table. Too many people are dying and too many people are suffering, and we have to look at other options. We can't just look at the traditional cut, poison, and burn model and reject anything that could be working on the sidelines.
Right. And even we need to open up this discussion about the role of repurposed drugs. And Ivermectin and Fenbendazole are certainly, fit the bill there. But there are others, drugs that perhaps could be repurposed for other ailments, other diseases, but they're not being looked at because, I guess they're no longer protected by
They're all
copyright.
patent.
Yeah, on patent,
They're all
right.
patent, so they're cheap. They're not expensive. They're not going to profit the companies, and that's really the big thing. I mean, I remember Dr. Makis in one of his interviews was talking about how the Alberta government was giving him $50,000 a month to let his patients die. Basically, I mean, he was making $500,000 over several months because they told him just stay home because he was doing too good a job with his patients when he was using the targeted radiation and probably some other modalities as well. But they just told him to stay home. And he was itching to go back to the office to help his dying patients. And they said, no, we're going to pay you $50,000 a month to stay home. And that's how this government works. I don't know if he told you this, Richard, but his treatment was free when he was treating his cancer patients. And then they shut him down. And then the government, the Trudeau government, took over his treatment. And for the same treatment he was using, they're charging $180,000 per patient.
Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable. It's all about profits. It's not about helping people get well. It's just profits.
Pam Killeen, health and wellness coach, co-author of The Great Bird Flu Hoax, and host of the Pam Killeen Circadian Reboot podcast. How do we listen?
I'm on Spotify, Rumble, YouTube. I'm on all the platforms, and my website is just www.pamkilleen.com, Killen.
All right, Pam, thank you. Great work as always. We'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Richard.